Podcast. This week we have Bart Scott right here in studio, and I'm really excited about this one. We covered a lot, talking about his experience in London, his days as a Jet, of course, his battles with Tom Brady and Peyton Manning, and we also looked ahead to the Jets game with the Panthers this weekend. We'd all be remiss if we didn't mention Jets legend Nick Mangold. He took to social media Tuesday and said he's undergoing dialysis as he pursues a kidney transplant. Nick was a rock for this organization, starting in 171 games, including 7 playoff contests. And he made 7 Pro Bowls over 11 seasons. He remains part of the fabric of this organization as he frequently appears on our content and is a common sight at our events. We are sending our love to Nick and his family, including his wife Jennifer and their 4 children. He has always talked about how passionate and how loyal you all are. So we're praying he gets the help that he needs.
We beat anybody in the world, and I think we're going to win next Sunday.
It's picked off. Aaron Glenn. Jumbled and caught. Jumbo Elliott. One-handed catch. Chris Paul gets running loose. Reavis can't wait.
Put your seatbelts on and get ready for the ride.
The official Jets podcast is presented by Kendra Scott, the jewelry company that's shining bright and doing good. Personalize your game day look by shopping spirited styles and so much more at your local Kendra Scott store or kendrascott.com, where team spirit meets personal style. How was the flight back from London?
It was smooth.
Yeah?
You know, going there, it was a little turbulent, but like coming back, it was nice and smooth, man. I thought the nor'easter was going to kind of mess everything up, but I guess it cleared everything out. Sometimes after a storm, the atmosphere is nice. So it was nice and smooth, man.
Dude, I got a source, so people are telling me that you complain about all the events that you had to do in London.
And listen, it wasn't all the events. It was the game day. So I thought
it was just game day.
I'm thinking game day. I'm going to be chilling watching the game. I'm saying? I thought I was going to go up there and holler at Woody Wood. You know what I'm saying? I ain't caught up with my boy in a long time. You know what I'm saying? We ain't chopped it up in a minute. I thought I was going to be up there eating popcorn and, like, wings. Wrong.
You didn't talk to the ambassador over there at all?
Man, not at all. Man, they had me like game day. I was there, Sounds. I was there before you. I was there before. I was at the stadium before the Jets. How rare is anybody get there before the team get there? Anybody. It wasn't nobody there.
You are an international man of mystery.
Well, I tell you what, I hope they enjoyed it because I put my heart and soul into my – now, when I had to get to Kiko
Maya Noah?
Yeah, but I had to write it down separately. Maya, and I put Noah, like Noah's Ark.
Yeah, right.
That's like, but it's not spelled that way.
Yeah, for people at home,
So,
you were the guy who actually announced the Jets starting defense to the
Kiko
stadium
Maya
at Tottenham
Noah.
Hotspur
Then
Stadium.
I'm trying to put a little swag on it.
All right, give me Quinnen.
But
What'd you do with Quinnen? Because sometimes I couldn't hear.
See, I did something special for Quinnen.
Okay.
I said the captain.
Oh.
Ooh, I gave him that distinction
Yeah.
to let everybody know this dude,
Yeah.
the captain.
What'd you do for
Number 95.
Oh, number
And
95.
then I set Sauce up too.
Yeah.
Because we say Sauce Gardner is just weak.
Right.
I said Ahmad.
Oh.
Sauce Gardner.
So what was it like when you practiced that on Saturday?
It was cool.
Because there was nobody there on Saturday.
It
right?
wasn't, but there was some people running around. So it's actually more embarrassing, like when it's a couple people.
Really?
It's like you loud and like, what the hell is he doing? They over there talking, shooting shows and stuff.
Yeah.
And you're out there. They're like, what? I'm practicing stuff. I did like calling Malachi name because it's cool because you go Malachi. You know what I mean? You can mess with the Kai. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then the Brownlee Jr., but then the McDonald the fourth. You know what I mean? You got to figure out your.
Did any of the fellas talk to you after it?
No, because they couldn't
After
see
the
me.
game. Right.
Well-
Where were you? Yeah, they're coming out of the tunnel.
No,
in
they
the
had
corner.
me. They had me over there on the Broncos side.
Oh.
I was over there talking to Jim Leonard. Jim Leonard was like, "Yo, man, that was we played. That was a horrible game to play to watch."
Jim Leonard.
Jim Leonard's the defensive backs coach for the Denver Broncos.
Why didn't I realize
Yeah, man. I was like, yo, I saw my old teammate. I was happy. He's doing well.
When's the last time you saw Jimmy?
The last time we played with each other.
Really?
That's what I saw.
like 10 or 11 or something?
Like we'll talk. Yeah, it's been like 13 years.
Because he was the defensive coordinator
At
for a while.
Wisconsin.
Yes, right.
Yeah, he was defensive backs coach, then he became the defensive coordinator for Wisconsin. And he's been out there. He was there for 7 years.
Right.
He's Mr. Wisconsin.
Yeah.
So he went back there, and then he said he's been in Denver for 2 years.
Jim,
And I talked to Sean Payton because me and Sean Payton used to actively cuss each other out every time we played.
What's the backstory there? Because you go after everybody.
I'm a jerk and he a jerk. Like he's one of the guys. Like I was like F you, F you. Like we go at it.
But when did you get to a certain point in your career where you're going to go after a guy like Peyton? Did you start from day one?
No. Remember, I never played against the Saints very rarely.
I know that.
But, like, I think it was something I was chasing Reggie Bush around the field trying to kill him. And then I think he said something. I was like, shut up. And something like that. And like, forget you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Only him and Bill Cowher and Mike Nolan are the only coaches I ever actively, like, threatened.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I told Bill Cowher I was going to knock his chin off.
Interesting.
And then he sicked James Harris on me. Like, that don't mean nothing to me.
Yeah, but
he a dog. I'm a dog, too.
You and Tomlin had a good relationship.
Yeah. That was fun. You know what I'm saying? Because he was like just a cool guy. Like when he like ran the play, he was like, hey, he had an immense amount of respect about how I played the game. I had an immense amount of respect about how he coached and how he never made excuses, no matter if they won or lost.
Right. So, do you flashbacks to 09 at all in free agency when you see a guy like Leonard? Like Jimmy?
Yeah, well, that's my guy, man. Like, because remember, Jim Leonard was he owes a lot of credit to Rex for recognizing who he was, and Rex for always allowing the best player to play. Because Jim Leonard came to us in Baltimore on a 10-day contract. Yeah. A 10-day contract, like basketball, 10-day contract. Like, we give you 10 days. He got cut from Buffalo. Then he made our team, and he actually started starting for us. Like, and played a big role in Baltimore, so much so that as soon as Rex left, it was a no-brainer to bring Jim Leonard here. And he played well for us. He returned kicks for us. He got a lot of picks. The fact that he got hurt during the middle of the week is why we got our ass kicked by New England.
Ed Reed, you could play with anybody. I could play safety with Ed Reed because he's going to make plays. But what was it like to have those two guys behind you in Baltimore? Because Jimmy felt like a guy who knew that, hey, listen, this guy is otherworldly talent, so we're going to let him freelance.
But remember, it wasn't Jimmy all the time.
Yeah.
Jim played sparingly. He didn't start.
Right.
But he played in a lot of our packages. Remember, it was DeJuan Landry who played here. So it was him, like, and he was a rookie. So, like, we had a bunch of all-stars and one rookie that was like, hey, y'all better keep up. It was him and this guy named Ronnie Prude. I can remember we went back to New Orleans, that game where I was trying to kill Reggie Bush, and, like, they both scored touchdowns on defense.
Oh, really?
They got to pick and score. Yeah, it was dope.
Well, that's what you guys did in Baltimore. It wasn't that you just took the ball away. You guys were known for scoring.
We had to because we scared our offense wasn't going to do it. Listen, I remember giving the offense the ball on the 20 and we punted. Like, oh, hell no. You got the ball on the 20. You lost 35 yards in sacks and penalties and punted.
That's one thing that we talk about with this Jets team is that there's a learning process going on.
Yeah.
I know fans.
I was so proud of the defense this week.
Okay.
Because one of the plays I broke down that you had up there.
Jets game day?
Yeah.
CBS, 7:30 a.m. or YouTube.
So often, and the Panthers are going to do this too. They're going to yo-yo motion and play with you. Like, you don't have to play those games. You just pass it off. You just rock and roll. If your guy go across, safety comes down, you take the safety spot. If he goes back, then y'all just rotate on the string. Make him do all the running. Let him get tired. You ain't got to be chasing around trying to figure out if this guy going to go all the way across the center, because they'll do that, go across the center, then they'll pivot back out and have you running and you can't see him. But if you just communicate, so it was Cisco and it was Cisco and Stevens. And Stevens went back to play safety. Cisco took the receiver, and he funneled them to him, and they combined them, and that's the play that Jermaine Johnson got the sack.
Fourth quarter.
To punt.
Right.
Yeah, that's because they communicated.
But I will say Sherwood, by far, I thought had his best game on Sunday, right? And Mainola played well, too.
Yeah, see, but those are – what I'm saying is those are things that didn't get you beat that could get you beat. So, like, it's always good to have instances come up that doesn't hurt you, that could hurt you, because you got time to correct it and you don't hurt your team. So this is like the third time. Remember, he was spying on Josh Allen, and he went to the right, and Josh bounced off the left and had that big run. He was spying. So he has to realize that you need to stay off the ball because the lineman can't come get you. So don't commit, because once they got you, you ain't going nowhere.
You're just creating lanes of space for yourself.
Right, and you the spy. So spy, you're supposed to stay back. So you have to be patient.
I don't think Bryce Young's taking off too much this week.
I tell you what, they better watch out for Dowell.
Well, what are you seeing from Dowell, and what are you seeing from their offensive line? Because you just looked at a few of those clips.
It's just simple.
Go ahead.
Just angles, right? This power football. He does a great job in pressing downhill and then being able to cut. And they doing old school stuff. So like Sauce and Stevens better get ready to tackle because they're gonna go down. They're gonna crack, and say, all right. And they're gonna pull a guard and they're gonna run to the pair of tight ends. And they're gonna say, all right, let's see how bad your corner want to tackle. And I tell you what, I've never seen linebackers look so lost than watching that Dallas game.
Okay.
Like, bro, they run to the right, and the linebackers are running straight to a gap to the left, and he's running to the right.
You are known as a man backer. How upset do you get when you watch linebackers who are either taking the wrong angles
It's one thing,
or playing with the wrong leverage?
It's one thing not to have talent. It's another thing to have talent but no awareness. Like, it's better to have awareness and talent. Like, it's the difference between having a guy that has football acumen that can throw the ball from the pocket opposed to a guy that just relies on athleticism all the time. Right? It drives you crazy because the game is played 80% from the shoulders up. Everything else is extra. Like, I can show you a lot of players that didn't have a lot of athletic ability, but because they were so smart, they were very effective. I mean, that's how guys like Brock Purdy can play at a high level. Guys like Mac Jones, guys that can sit. That's how Flacco can still play somewhat decent just using his head, even though he's going to throw you 2 pick sixes. You know what I'm saying? In his older age, like, he's just a gunslinger. He don't care, but
He might throw for 3 or 4 touchdown passes.
Right. So it depends on if he's hot or if he's not, or if you drop him or not.
Oh, so we use the word instincts all the time. Correct. Some people did not play professional football, like myself. What can be taught, and then also that's something internal, that's intrinsic, that's what I have. Because my argument with you is that anybody who walks in and jumps in and watches you break down film or listens to you talk for a minute is that you just got it naturally upstairs, and then on top of it, you go to the field, and you're not one of those guys who just can talk about it. You can see it, and you're going to act on it as soon as there's any hint of it happening.
Some of that is natural, but a lot of that is being taught as well.
Yeah.
And it's conceptually, you got to learn the concepts. Like, you don't learn individual things. You understand what it means at a greater scale. And to do that, you have to step back and you have to learn what everybody's job is. And you can't see it from as a defensive player, I can't know football from only a defensive perspective. I need to know what they're being taught and how they're taught to attack me and how they're taught to read what I'm doing. And so then that's the chess game then, right? That's why, but it's not a lot of chess games being played anymore, right? Like, back in the day, Peyton knew what we were going to do, or Brady knew what we were going to do. And we knew what he was going to do, and he knew we knew what he was going to do. So he would change things that he would do and do something different. So that's the game within the game, right? Remember the last game? Remember the last play with Peyton? We always came to zero blitz. Yep. We knew that he would check to a quick screen. So we faked like we were going to all-out blitz, and we dropped out of it. I made the tackle on Stokely. We go to the AFC Championship. That's just from watching film and understanding what he's taught, making him outsmart himself. I know that you know that I know, so I'm going to do something that you don't know that I know, and I'm going to switch it up just this one time. Like, you would go out there and Peyton Manning would have something in the first half. But this takes great practice and great chemistry with your team. Peyton Manning would literally go out on the field, and he maybe say, instead of blue 90, he might say yellow, yellow. And yellow means run to the left. First thing we do, coach, he's saying yellow, man. Run to the left. Bet. You hear yellow? I want you to go Lenny. Lenny means we going to slant to the left.
Everybody's left.
Right. That's what yellow meant in the first quarter. Yellow in the second quarter means something totally different. But you know how smart you have to be that team to say, okay, we're going to our second color system, and to be able not to jump off sides. That takes practice, professionalism, and a standard. It's not like that no more. They don't get into the nuance of the mental part of the game. These young guys just say, oh, they all think they're bigger, faster, and stronger than us. They're not bigger, first of all. They're not stronger, and they're not particularly more athletic. Like, Who's the most athletic receiver in the league right now? Can't say Puka Nacua because he's a little fatty. Like, who's the most?
I wouldn't call him fatty, but yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, like Jordan Jefferson's not an overly athletic guy.
No, he's a monster, and he's got great body control.
But
yeah,
Jamar Chase is no different from Andre Johnson.
I'll tell you what, I put Garrett right up there.
Yeah, you can put Garrett right there, but if you give me Garrett, I give you Ocho. You know what I'm saying? So it's not but they think it's different. See, but what the old guys got that the new guys don't have, it's the acumen. Because they rely so much on their athletic ability that they don't really see the game the way they're supposed to. That's why a lot of the guys that are the best guys aren't necessarily the biggest guys. Puka Nacua, right? Deebo Samuel. Deebo Samuel's a running back. You know what I mean? He's not more athletic than Percy Harvin. Percy Harvin can do everything that Deebo can do.
Oh, yeah.
But at a much faster rate. So like some of the guys that are old school guys, new school guys that have an old school mentality can play forever because they have both. When so often the college game is all about speed and angles and making it easy, making you play in space, but can you play in a phone booth? So
you like to play in a phone booth. By the way, while we're talking about some old school stuff right now, and I've talked to you plenty about this over the years, but Brady, Manning, who did you enjoy playing against more, and who was the more difficult guy to defend?
It was Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning was always a more difficult player to play against, especially in his heyday, at the height of his superpowers. Tom Brady is a great player, great competitor, but it's not complicated. Peyton Manning make your head hurt because it's always something. He's changing something. He's evolving. He's seeing something. He's reading everything you do. He's challenging you and studying you from like when you were in high school. He maniacal like that. Yeah. Tom Brady was about execution, right? And I don't want to cheapen Tom Brady at all, but you had to study more, and like even the stuff before, like the week before, like you study it and it actually literally meant nothing, right? You had to pay attention to Peyton Manning and see, okay, this is what they're doing today, because he might make something totally different up. So you studying what he did yesterday, that was for a particular opponent.
And that quarter by quarter could feel like 4 different game plans.
Yeah. That's why we always kept a different game plan for when he switched, we switched. So because we can't give him the dose of the same stuff.
So getting back to Jimmy and you, and talking about this current roster, and you've talked about the learning process Aaron Glenn, this coaching staff has to have, because they have to learn their personnel. You can anticipate what the personnel is actually going to be, but you won't know until you start playing games. Isn't that part of it? Because one of the things that Rex did early on here it was a good roster that he inherited in 08. It started 09. And he knew it, but he brought you and Jimmy in because you guys were going to be the key pieces, that extensions of the coaching staff.
Because like guys only going to ask their coach so many questions because they don't want to be the guy that's always raising their hand, making people stand meetings longer and all that stuff. You know what I mean? But they can always talk to a player. Like if it was a linebacker that didn't understand something from a linebacker perspective, I could explain it to him. And if it was something from a defensive back perspective, Jimmy can explain it to him. So now everybody, the mistakes, when we got here, you notice that we didn't have no mistakes. But Lito Shepherd, Revis, Eric, Kerry, Drew, this is all new for them. But we didn't have blown coverages. We didn't have any. It was like it was a symphony. And, Glenn didn't bring anybody in to help teach that. I mean, I didn't even mention Marquise Douglas being able to explain. Hey,
another third former Raven.
Yeah, this is how we played a reduced front. This is how we Marquise Douglas used to be calling the coverage adjustments from a 3-point stand. Like, why off, you off. All right, get ready for the check to under. Alert under. When you got everybody talking like that, man, it was hard to get one over us. That's why we were the number one defense the first year.
Well, so I remember 09, that summer we were at Cortland, and I chased it down, and you said, well, if we're going to do some kind of radio or podcast, we had to do it with Douglas. You're bringing your brother
I
along.
always gotta let my peoples eat, man.
Yeah, man. No doubt.
Yeah, he's in Charlotte right now, man. He's just a good dude.
Defensively, so Jermaine,
Yeah,
how
he may not. You can say he's not our best player. He's our most important player.
well
He creates
for entire team or defense?
well, definitely for defense.
Yeah. Because you got to put Garrett up there.
Because what he does is he sets the table for everybody. He allows Michael Clemens to be reckless and play in the inside and not have any responsibilities because he don't have the edge. You got the edges covered. He can go in there and just create havoc, right? But also it allows Will to be able to have freedom because they're not sliding to him every time and doubling him and making sure that he don't get loose because they feel, okay, well, Clemens, when he's on the outside, isn't a natural pass rusher. He's a guy that may help stop the edge, but he's really a guy that's a tweener between a DN and a D tackle. Right, so like he's basically like Franklin Myers, you know what I'm saying? So Jermaine settles everything down because he's the best player against the run and the pass that we have too. He can convert on pass. You saw him almost get the one on the first turnover. It was him harassing Bo Nix. You know what I mean?
He was pissed at himself that he didn't get the sack. I was talking to him after the game
because he couldn't quite bend the cornerback. I think his ankle isn't quite healthy, and he hasn't really got that flexibility in that bend to be able to make that sharp like turn, but you know he made the turn for the one to win the game or to force the punt. You know what I mean? Later in the game, as that ankle and everything warmed up. You know what I mean? So like he's the most important piece because he makes everybody else's job easy.
He's so strong.
It's what we call a force multiplier. Yeah, he's a big man. You know what I mean? So like now these D tackles, they looking at a guy that's looking at him eye to eye. They're like, whoa. Let me get the brace, and then like, oh, by the way, he's athletic and fast. Wow, okay, well, that's different.
He's got your mindset, on
He's
the field.
He's one of my favorite players.
Yeah, he plays like Bart Scott. Speaking of that, Brownlee, how much did you like his juice?
Yeah, he got a little salt and vinegar to him.
Yeah,
they needed some. I thought it was a mishap that when Charles Gardner Johnson wasn't there, that we didn't go out and get him because we needed somebody that got a little vinegar to him, somebody that's gonna stir stuff up, a little pistol starter. You know what I mean, so to speak. So he brings that attitude. That's one, and we know when Quincy comes back, he's another. You know what I mean, you need about 3 or 4 of those type of guys out there that's gonna be like, yeah, because like they're energy plugs. No, when you look across town and you look at Scatterboo and Dart, they're little fire starters. And it's not that they're playing great. It's that the energy is infectious.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Contagious.
It's a good point about Quincy, too.
Yeah.
Because then if you got those 3 guys on the field.
Now you got juice. You can't have too much of that because it'd be like hey, nobody can count nobody down. Everybody just making everybody, and then you getting penalty because everybody like, no, kill him. No, you like, hey, you need somebody like.
But who was the guy calming you down?
Who wasn't it? It was Ray, Ed Reed, like Dion. Like, man, come on, Bart. I told you when Dion met my mom, the first thing he said to her, he said, "Mama, what's wrong with her? He's so angry." He thought that she was gonna say,
"But you smile all the time. Were you smiling off the field in Baltimore, or no? Not early on."
"Oh, I don't smile on the field. Every once in a while, but like usually I'm bringing that Brian Branch energy all the time."
Yeah, I know.
Like, I would do the exact same thing to Juju.
You would have.
Remember, I swung on Richie Incognito.
Yeah, but dude, you talk about Richie for every day for I don't know how many years.
And I chased him into the tunnel.
Yes.
Like, he tried to, you can't.
By the way, I don't want to be in the same area code if you and Richie, to this day, see each other at a restaurant. You'd be at P.F. Chang's and you go after him.
Richie off the enhancements probably can't even walk straight right now. You know what I'm saying? That's why he had the neck roll.
Yeah, but Brownlee was funny after the game because I talked to him after the game too, and he said, I played with Jermaine at Florida State.
Okay.
So
they know what time it is.
So they know what time it is, but he's like, I kind of got to get
off him. Got to get on him.
Well, I got to get
hype him up.
Well, no, he said you don't need to get hyped up. I got to almost calm him down a little bit because he's ready to roll.
That's what I'm talking about. You need a couple of them.
Okay, 17 one-week seasons, but how do you carry this over as far as you were looking at the film like Carolina now defensively? Are you to the point where small sample size, but a Denver offense that has some good elements and Peyton's a good play caller? Are you confident that, hey, this can carry over now? I saw it.
Well, they're gonna have to stop the run, and it's funny, right? I was working the game and they were
Yeah, I
comfortably
hear
right.
it. I heard about that.
But did you hear like things I was saying? Like when they were like, Bart, what's your analysis again? I was making sure I was telling what was going on so that our team can say. I'm like, yeah, all they doing is using the screens.
Oh,
as
you
a
were
signal.
talking out of the bench, you thought. I couldn't hear you. I was on the
I
sideline.
was talking over the.
No, I know, but I was on the sideline.
yeah.
But I was shoes and infect in my
Yeah,
ear because I'm
yeah.
doing radio sideline.
Yeah, so I was like, all they're doing is using the screen game as an extension of the run. They're just screening it up. And I was saying that, I was like, so that the team could hear, like, bro, relax. You about to get a bunch of screens. So if you're a D lineman, step and retrace. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I was like out there
Get ready
trying
to peel off.
Yeah, I'm out there trying to fight for him. Like, look, man, come on, man. Like, it ain't doing nothing but screen. I don't know if y'all see it yet, but I've been seeing it.
Dowell's getting big time production the last 2 games, more than 200 yards from scrimmage.
Yeah, man.
In each. Carolina's interesting because you look at them, they got some elements.
The Official Jets podcast is presented by Kendra Scott, the jewelry company that's shining bright and doing good. Personalize your game day look by shopping spirited styles and so much more at your local Kendra Scott store or kendrascott.com, where team spirit meets personal style.
What do you do offensively if he's not there?
I go jumbo and I just go with my best guys. I mean, I would also do what I saw the Falcons do. Use Brees as a receiver. Two tailback set, and then put Brees in the slot.
With him and Isaiah. When you
exactly.
say 2 tailbacks.
Yeah, that's exactly what they did. That
Bro,
Bijan Robinson
right.
did that, and what's the start with an A?
Algier.
Yeah, Algier was the tailback. But
Right.
at times, Bijan lined up in the slot on the line of scrimmage as a true receiver. And then if they get into that, okay, we're gonna match that with a nickelback, then you put Brees in the backfield and say, okay, you can cover him, but now because y'all lighten up the package, can you tackle him?
Right. Yeah. Because this is a totally different defense. They've been successful stopping the run, but if you really look at Carolina,
It's how you want to run on them.
okay.
Like
Yeah.
it's different ways to run on teams. Like I used to like how Chan Gailey used to run against us. He go 4 wides, which means you put little people out
When
there.
they were in Buffalo, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You go 4 wides, and then you run in your same power plays out of 4 wides, but instead of using tight ends, you're just using receivers, and you're making so much space because you're spreading everybody out, and then basically you just run and pull the guard and running power runs out of it.
Personnel, you can
Right.
you can dictate what
Yeah.
we're doing there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If I feel like my base package can't compete with your base package, then I'm gonna see if my small package can compare to your light package and see if your nickels and light dimes want to tackle Brees.
I think it's happening this week. I think the Jets are getting the first one.
I hope so, man. We need it. I mean, they've been knocking on the door. Let's see if they can continue. Let's see if the defense can continue and the offense can catch up, and the special teams because
The special teams is playing at elite
that's
level.
what I'm saying. They had two of the 3 phases played at elite level.
Right. This is the week.
So isn't it your baby girl's birthday?
Well, no, she had picture day at school today.
Oh, picture day.
Picture day.
Got you.
Yeah.
Who did the hair?
Mom.
Mom did the hair.
Yeah.
Flatten it out, all that stuff. Did you put a little makeup on or nothing?
Come on, man.
No, they put the sparkly lip gloss on like little girls and do the nails and stuff like that.
I got to ask about that.
Yeah, I'm a veteran on all the little kid stuff. I've been there, done that.
But you got any reviews for London? Getting back to that, did you enjoy yourself overseas?
I did.
Yeah.
I did. I'm not new to London, but
I know, but I have a story real quick before we get out of here. That the first night I saw Bart was Friday, and he was upset that we didn't invite him to go to London, to the United Kingdom's
soccer game.
Soccer game against Wales. It was an international friendly at Wembley. So you gave me hell about that. But we did a Q&A with yourself and Wayne Corbett and
Anthony Beck and Eric Coleman.
And Eric Coleman. And you had time before you went over to the pub to go out shopping, and you came in there with this beautiful coat.
I left the coat. I left it. I'm trying to get it back. I left it at the hotel. I've been trying to fight with people.
You
to
know
get
what
it
would be prouder of that coat? Joe Namath.
back.
Yeah, man.
It was just the fur.
You
the
were
mink,
styling and profiling.
The mink was inside.
Going down Abbey Road.
Yeah, my whole back was sweating though. But I was like, hey, I'm a
You
seller
really
for the
left
look.
it and gone.
I did because I was going to wear it on the plane.
But does the hotel have it?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
but I haven't been able to get in contact, so I had to call somebody from the NFL to get in contact with them. But they're on a different time clock, so eventually I better get my coat back.
Bart Scott, he never has any jet lag, do you?
I'm jacked up on Mountain Dew, baby.
Thanks, bro.